Just as I was buying it on eBay.
What's up, YouTubeites? Welcome into the Cover Price Weekly Top 10 for the week ending June 17th, 2025. Marty can't make it tonight, but we got Gabe filling in. Yay.
Yeah. You're lucky. You're welcome. We're in trouble.
Gabe, we got Lando. We are definitely in trouble. But while you all are congregating, here's some DJ skill spins. And this is a new one that I have not even heard yet.
Oh.
As your body grows bigger,
your mind must flower.
It's great to learn,
'cause knowledge is power.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Conjunction, junction, how's that function?
I got three favorite cards that get most of
Their function. Conjunction, junction, what's their function?
I got and, but, and or. They'll get you pretty far. And that's an additive like this and that. But that's sort of the opposite. Not this, but that. This and 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 that.
Okay, that might be my new favorite. I think that might be my
cool.
favorite. That was really cool. Oh my God. Yeah, welcome in, guys. It's official. It's Tuesday. We're here. We'll start with Lando. How's it going?
It's going good. You guys are very, very gutsy. Very gutsy, asking a Canadian to work on this possible Stanley Cup final game, guys. There's a hockey game going on, but
I
it's
didn't
okay.
know.
Comics, you guys, way more important. And I can see that the chat feels the same way because look, you're here with us, man. That's what's up. Gabe is here. That's right. Marty couldn't make it, but Gabe is here. So we're all in trouble. We are all in trouble. Guaranteed getting in trouble tonight. Amazing list tonight, guys. You saw the list. So I'm excited to get through this, go through the top 10 with you guys. Laura, man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
This is like the first time in a while, I can't even think of, where both the top 10 and the runners-up don't have Mark Spears.
It does have Spawn on the runners-up, so I wish you girls the best in the upcoming runners-up show.
And Gabe, so thrilled to see your face. How's it going?
It's about time you invited me back on, Laura. Yeah. Oh, I'm just completely forgotten. I'm just the redheaded stepchild that lives under the stairs.
Open invite for you always.
That's what you say, but thanks for the invite. I'm so glad to be here. I can't do this. Is a cool list. Me and Lando were talking about some of the books on this list earlier today. So this is gonna be fun. There's some fun stuff on here. I actually got a few books on the list this week.
Yeah.
I think I do too, actually. Yeah.
And one I just bought off of eBay right now. I kind of FOMO'd it because I found an awesome price for it. So this is gonna be a good list. I'm glad to see everybody in the chat hanging out with us. We're here for some fun. This is gonna be a great week of comics. So let's get going, man. I'm ready if you guys are.
Oh yeah.
I wish they would have been here before we went live, guys. We were talking about the new PSA label. I don't know where we really landed on it. I mean,
well, we landed on that the label's pretty bland.
yeah.
And the fact that they're taking away all the in-between grades is...
The 99 is gone. We don't know about the rest yet.
Okay, well, they taking away 99's fine. Like, and that's always a debatable thing. Either way, I just don't think taking away grades is a good idea. I think the grades have been established for years. But we'll see how that works out for PSA. You know, we'll see.
It's so odd to me. So everybody was messaging like, what do you think, Laura? What do you think? And I was like, yeah, well, you would think there'd be somebody that worked there that went, okay, I kind of know comic books. Here's what I think the market's looking for. But it's like they just had like my son working on it.
What do you mean by that?
Adam, he does like the bare minimum of everything with his homework and stuff. Like he,
Poor guy. Why you gotta talk bad about him all the time? He's such a good
I was
kid.
like, thanks, Mom. He never
Such a
puts his
good
name
kid.
on stuff. He is a good kid, but he does. He half-asses everything. Anyways, all right.
He's going to be king, still on the throne. Everybody.
I think that's true. I think that's going to be as much competition as I thought it was going to be when they first started talking about this. I'm like, oh, okay, they do cards. Maybe they'll do this right, play their card right, and they did.
Oh, you got to play with the cards that you were dealt.
Oh. All right. Well, anyway, let's dive in. Guys, if you're just hopping in, welcome to the Cover Price Weekly Top 10. This list is brought to us by Cover Price, obviously, and we are looking at aftermarket sales, units sold, percentage growth. In other words, you guys are making the list every single week. All right. We have a runners-up. What is the runners-up, Lando?
Oh, what? I love this cover. I know a lot of people might think otherwise, but here we have Fantastic Four issue 50, the Jack Kirby regular cover by Marvel from May in 1966. Fantastic Four First Steps is around the corner, and many fans are pumped to get a Silver Surfer, albeit not the one the community is used to, though. But that doesn't mean they've forgotten about him. This book marks his third appearance and the one where he and Galactus start duking it out. It also features iconic cover art from the man, the myth, the legend, Jack Kirby. It plays in perfectly with the new Death of the Silver Surfer series that just dropped and gets fans hyped for the facsimile copy set to drop early next month. We track 10 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 70% with a high sale of $375 for a CGC 6.5 copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $165. Now, I think the cover, it goes without saying, guys, Jack Kirby. I love this cover. I know a lot of people get like, they're in between. They're in between because that brown seems to do, the caca. That's what everybody calls it, the doodle brown. I still think it looks great, man. Like I don't think digital form does this justice. When you see this cover in person, oh my god, it's stunning.
It's a great book. I have a copy of this book. I think it's a 6.5, maybe a 7. I forget, but I do have this book. It's interesting because this is also the first appearance, and nobody really seems to recognize this. It's not on the labels or anything like that. It's the first appearance of the Ultimate Nullifier, which is the weapon that they use to scare Galactus away and convince him not to like eat the Earth.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And then also it's funny because these books, the way they were kind of lengthed out story-wise, only half of this book is a part of the Galactus trilogy, and then it turns into like the next storyline. So it's very interesting with that too, where it's Johnny going to college and stuff like that too. So it's also, is this the first appearance of Wyatt Wingfoot? So I think this has 2 first appearances in it. So it's Wyatt Wingfoot and the Ultimate Nullifier as well.
Yeah, so definitely a good book to have regardless of the color. And I don't know if any of you guys have read The Death of Silver Surfer that just dropped, but it's good. It's a little bit slow, but that's okay. I'm still invested. Anthony and I both read that one together because we were excited about it. And
yeah, I liked it. I liked it. But all I got to say is forget all the Fantastic Four hype. Forget all of that fun stuff. It's a great book to have right here in front of us, guys. This Fantastic Four 50, $375 for a 6.5. Not too shabby.
It's an important book, man. Brown, doo-doo brown or not. This is a great cover. I mean, take away the brown. Watch like that. That's an awesome Silver Surfer image. That's like the best Silver Surfer image. It's not his first cover, but this is like his first real good image of him on a comic cover. Because on 49,
cut that out and make it a sticker or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I refuse to acknowledge the doodoo brown. I'll take it as Silver Surfer, like surfing through Nutella or something, but like leave the doodoo out of this.
All right, not a bad way to kick off the list this week, right? Number 11, Fantastic Four. Number 50, Jack Kirby, regular from 1966. And I'm with the guys on this. This is a good book to own. CGC 6.5, 375, 7-day trend of 70%. All right, Gabe, officially kick us off.
All right, coming in, starting off the top 10 list this week is this beautiful, beautiful cover. Giant size Dark Phoenix Saga, number 1, Ivan Talavera Virgin. This is a 1 in 50. So they're displacing Kamala Khan to insert her into the past of the mutant kind with this one. I hate it already. Oh, and a secret story and an excellent, this is a beautiful, beautiful Goblin Queen cover. A lot is going on with this one, but it's not yet another just sexy cover that's tearing up the aftermarket. The appeal is wide-ranging, causing us to see heavy movement on books like this routinely. But seeing the 1 in 50 Virgin variant topping the charts is a bit of an anomaly. It's a tough ratio to get, leading to scarcity and higher prices. This book isn't changing that trend, but the gap between this cover and the standard cover is insane. Cover price tracked 14 copies sold, 7-day growth of 6%. High sell, $100 for a near mint raw dog, and current raw near mint is $86. So holding hard on that 1-to-1 ratio dollar amount, right? Usually 1 to 50 is $50. This is 100 floating around that $86 mark, still holding strong. But man, this is the cover that you go to war for. Like, this is the cover that launched 1 million ships. Beautiful cover, dude.
Forget going to war for a cover, man. My God, she's stunning on this cover, dude. Breast cover of the night. I'm gonna say it. It is an amazing cover. Talavera did an amazing job. You know, it's funny that you say that, Gabe, regarding the story, how you immediately hated it. There's something that was done also regarding Kamala Khan. I don't know if you guys remember that House of M Casada cover. You know, the one where like the face is like
the puzzle pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Now they actually did an homage to that on this issue, which was a giant size House of M #1. It was Phil Noto who did the homage, and
so it was very stiff. It was a very stiff cover.
Yeah, but Phil Noto, I thought that one would have gotten more love, simply because I know the Casada cover is highly, highly loved amongst everyone who sees it is instantly in love with that one. But this one here, man, when I saw this hit FOC, I was like, yeah, by no means am I passing on the Talavera one. This cover is just so good.
This should have been on a better comic book than some retcon involving Kamala Khan. This would have served so much better on a better cover, on a better comic book.
I'm just happy that my broke behind is actually, able to buy a trade version of this rather than have to fork out the coin for a 1 in 50. Because look at that, $100, not bad.
Not bad. If this is a print, I'd probably pick it up. Like, this would be a dope print to have.
Yep.
Okay, so you wouldn't pay the money for the 1 in 50 though, Gabe? You would stick with the trade?
If I had to pick, I would not buy this comic book whatsoever. I would just download the cover on my phone.
Oh! Wow!
I'm not getting involved in anything with Miss Marvel going back and being replaced into continuity that she didn't belong into. I don't know. That seems to be.
She's a mutant now, man. Embrace it, Gabe.
You're making it worse. This is terrible. This is terrible.
Well, there you go. Gabe's never one to shy away from his opinion. Always very refreshingly genuine stuff. There we go. Okay, number 10, giant size Dark Phoenix Saga #1, the Ivan Talavera Virgin variant 1 in 50, coming in at double ratio, $100, 7-day trend of 6%. Ooh, okay. What do we have for number 9, Lando?
Well, at number 9, we've got Revival #1, Jenny Frizen. Laura, how's your pulse right now? You okay? You're good?
I'm good. I actually have like a bunch of these too, so I'm happy about it.
Fantastic. Well, this is the Frizen regular by Image back from July 2012. Revival saw a huge boost a few months ago when it was announced that Sci-Fi plans to adapt the series for TV. Then the headlines shifted, but this book hasn't gone anywhere. It's been on a steady trajectory and could see another boost once More Than Being optioned hits the market. It also features some early Jenny Frizen's work before she became a titan of the industry. That automatically draws in another massive group of diehard collectors, causing this previously under $10 book to skyrocket. Yep. We tracked 14 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 19% with a high sale of $179 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current raw near mid fair market value of $35. Now I gotta give a shout out to cover price, because guys, I don't know if you caught that. They actually had the opportunity to have a little interview, chat with Jenny Frizen herself. So if you missed it, immediately after the Runners Up show, go check it out. Go check it out because it was wonderful. They actually touched on something very interesting regarding her first cover. I don't know if you caught that, Laura, but yeah.
I did, and I love Jenny, but I have to disagree there. I'm like, I've always stuck to my opinion on that and her and that. But I mean, I guess, like, how do you argue with Jenny Frizen on that issue? Like, she's The one
The
that
market
said.
decides on these quandaries, right?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I very respectfully, and if you look at the, I don't want to give too much away. If you look at what we were talking about, though, I still think the other option's the stronger one.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, this was in dollar bins, guys, for the longest time.
Yeah, this
I
is a
have-
forgotten series. This is a great series. Like I have the hardcover. Like, if you guys want to know about this book, go out and read it. It's a really interesting, cool story.
Mhm.
But yeah, you're right. Like this is a forgotten series, and these were found in dollar bins and forever.
Yeah, it takes place in Wisconsin, so it was always one of Sarah's favorites. She's actually kind of got me into it, and there's just Jenny did a lot of the covers. Like you can find several. I think she did one for each of them, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
There's also a great Craig Thompson variant for this #1 as well out there
Yeah,
that nobody talks
definitely.
about. Beautiful.
Have you read this, Lando?
I did not. I didn't read Revival. I know that earlier Frizz and stuff gets a lot of love. This one being one of them. Everybody tells me that I should have read Revival. Still should read Revival. So, yeah, I just might.
Let's do a book club.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
yeah. Treehouse Book Club, and we'll read Revival.
Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat here say they got like 3 copies for free from a dollar bin. So hey, I know where you live, buddy. I know who it was. I see
Yeah,
ya.
here you go.
Also, real quick, just
Oh,
because
my
Lando, I saw this on your show how the Image First Invincible sold for an expensive amount.
Yeah, dude, $300.
There's an Image First of this as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well,
So-
I'm actually not surprised because Image First, like literally almost everything Image from, like even
Oh
Department.
yeah, all the early 2000 stuff got turned into an Image First at one
Yeah.
point.
But dude, even Department of Truth is a Image First. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so
Yeah,
much.
so everything. Yeah, so I agree with you. You corrected me. Everything.
All right. Number 9, Revival #1, Jenny Frizen, regular CGC 9.8, 179, 7-day trend 19%. If you did not get this one, or if you don't own it, trust me, dig around. These are still in dollar bins. If you look hard enough, you'll find one. All right, what do we have for number 8?
Number 8, Summer of Superman. Almost sound like Summer of Sam. Summer of Superman special #1. The Alexander Lozano cover from DC Comics came out April 2025. This book has been hot for a minute, mainly because Supergirl is a hot commodity. Hot. We know she's getting a film early in the rebooted DCU. Previously, it was titled Supergirl World of Tomorrow before James Gunn came out and opted out to drop the World of Tomorrow part, sticking with just Supergirl. That's got the name back in the headlines, but this book never left it. It marks the wedding of Lana Lang and John Henry Irons, aka Shaq, Steel, and was a launch point for the Summer of Superman. It also features a stellar cover from Alexander Lozano, which immediately got fans' attention. Now that slab copies are starting to hit the market, we are seeing a boost in sales and a boost in interest. We tracked 15 copies sold, 7-day growth of 30%, high sell $90 for a CGC 9.8 copy,
Wow.
and current near mint raw is $22. I'm starting to see, it used to be a thing that TiVo said on the shows I used to do with him, that if you can find a 9.8 for $100, you're doing good. Nowadays, that seems to be too much for a 9.8, right? So like this for $90 for a 9.8 seems like a really, really good price for something like this, considering that 9.8 or $100 was considered like, yeah, man, you're doing good. You got it for $100, right on. And now that you paid $100, you're a sucker.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
dude. Factor what this was going for raw though. I don't, I think $90 is fair for the CGC 9.8.
Didn't they do a second print for this recently? And it's like,
Yeah,
the exact same cover?
it came out like last week, man. And I
Yeah.
really thought that second print would probably like take this one down a little bit, but no, it's not the case at all, man. The second print, I think anybody who missed out on the opportunity to pick up a copy, well, there was your chance. You know what I mean? Just if you really like the cover, if you want to see Shaq, if you want to check out the read, that was your opportunity. And I still put it up there. I think Lozano this is a contender. We talk about possible covers of the year, and I think it's up there because the love is still there. And the CGC 9.8 for $90. Again, considering where the raw copies were sitting just a few weeks ago, not so bad.
Yeah, they sat on the shelves for a while too. I think I told you guys this in previous shows that we had a stack of these that just sat there after the fact. And I was like, people need to get into their LCS and see if they still have some of these lying around. But yeah, beautiful book. I'm a fan of Lozano as well. He has a nice Zatanna coming out this next week, so keep an eye on that. And all right, number 8. Oh, and shout out to Bird City Kongs is in the chat. What's up? And Jen is in the chat. Comic aficionado. I never see you in here, so hi.
Hello.
Number 8. Yeah, they're all
Welcome to
wanting
the
Anthony to
party.
go back to comic book women. I think I'm going to be fired and Anthony
Yes.
take over.
Yes, bring back all the girls.
How about we all? How about we all just take over comic book women?
Let's just do it.
Fine, you guys
And
just take over.
Randall,
Reign.
we just take it over.
Yeah, but we're keeping Jen and we're keeping Sarah. We're keeping everybody but Laura. That's basically what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Fine, I'll just go enjoy martini and watch the show.
Yeah,
Number
Lucy,
8,
let's go.
Summer of Superman Special Number 1, Alexander Lozano variant, 9.8, $90, and 7-day trend of 30%. A raid, exactly.
Panty raid.
Okay,
My God.
what do we have for number 7?
Well, at number 7, we've got Ghost Rider Volume 2, Issue 28. This one being the direct copy by Marvel from August 1992. Now, you may be wondering, wasn't this book super hot back in 2022? You might be right, guys. It was on fire in late 2021 and 2022, mostly because of the rumors of a Midnight Suns movie and the fresh introduction, or at least attempt to introduce Blade to the MCU. As you may know, Blade may never see the light of day due to all the issues at the studio, but recent rumors have revitalized the Midnight Suns name. Rumor has it the Midnight Suns film is back on and aiming to introduce Ghost Rider to the broader MCU. Now, this book is seeing a massive run as it serves as the first appearance of the Midnight Suns along with Caretaker, Lilith, and Meat Market. What a name. It's early, but the rumors are running rampant. We tracked 19 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 43% with a high sale of $75 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current raw near mid fair market value of $8. So $75 CGC 9.8. Gabe, you were just saying how, many times it was said, when it comes to 9.8s, you're paying $100. You ain't doing too bad. You ain't doing too bad. $75 for a 9.8 copy of this in a direct, I think it's pretty good.
From the 90s and that dark cover, hell yeah, it's good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is pretty low in my opinion. I saw 9.8s going for like way more than this back in the 2021, 2022. So I don't know, man. Yes, it's nice to see a lot of love coming back for this book. I felt like this was a dead spec. You know what I mean? Because of everything that's happened when it comes to the Midnight Suns rumors, when it comes to Blade, dude, literally everybody got shafted from the Eternals movie. Like that post-credit scene went nowhere. But yeah, man, it is interesting to see here. $75, I'd still be a buyer.
This is a cool book, man. I mean, it's just like King of the Golden State said, like herpes. That Tim used to say that this book was herpes, man. It always just comes back around, and we're seeing it again. This must be one of the longest running FOMO issues on the list.
Yep.
Like this thing has got legs. This thing has got FOMO legs forever. But it's great. It comes with this awesome poster in it. It's a cool poly bag. It's an awesome Adam Kubert cover, or an Andy Kubert cover. You can't go wrong with this. This is such a cool book.
All right,
It was a poster, and it shows it on the cover here. It was like 5 or 6 different books, or you got the poster. The poster was a connecting poster, so you got like all these different posters. You put it together and made another cool image of a Blaze with a shotgun. It was a great cover or a poster.
The chat is on board. Like there's people in here with 10 copies of it. So
I think everybody has 10 copies. Like each of Marty's dogs has a copy, guaranteed.
Number 7, Ghost Rider Volume 2. Number 28, the direct edition with a 9.8 coming in at a respectable $75. 7-day trend of 43%. We are cruising right along. There's 60 of you hanging out with us right now. So thank you guys for being here on your Tuesday night when apparently, like, I don't know, there's something called hockey going on.
Well,
No way, it's all about the meat market right now. That's the name of my new heavy metal band.
What the
Meat
fuck?
market.
What the fuck?
What do we have for 6?
Number 6, Magik number 6, the Anand Ramcharan 1 in 25 from Marvel, came out June of 2025. Magik has a large fan base, albeit one that's more niche, considering she's not the biggest household name. But hot dang, do they show up for her variant covers. This was not a book many expected to receive a ratio, especially a 1 in 25 ratio, for reasons mentioned above, despite also featuring the Goblin Queen. Goblin Queen's on this list 2 times. That leads to a bottleneck of sorts, as most LCSs are not going to order enough to hit that 1 in 25 ratio limit, leading to scarcity for those who do want it. That leads to a bit of an aftermarket ballooning period, likely what we're seeing with this book. Still, fans are down with Magik variants, especially one that screams New Mutants. Cover prices track 22 copies sold, 7-day growth of 50%. High sell, $50 for a near mint raw copy, and current near mint raw is $43.
Okay, that's interesting. Like, there were so many good Magik covers that came out. Like, this one to me doesn't feel like a ratio. It's okay.
Yeah, she looks kind of bored on the cover. I mean, maybe that's the point, but it's not exciting of a cover.
Yeah, I wouldn't like stop when I'm walking through the store and be like, okay, I have to get this.
Right,
one.
it doesn't
It's
really
okay.
grab you or anything. Yeah.
It's funny that you said that, Laura, because literally on Sunday I was talking about that, how like a lot of 1 in 25s sometimes tend to feel like they're just not 1 in 25s, like the art doesn't do it. But I think that this one, it is a wonderful cover. Could it have been an open order? Probably, but regardless, they went the 1 in 25 route. The Magik read has been great. I have said this several times. I encourage everybody to get on this. But you know, for so long when it came to Magik, everybody from out the gate with issue 1 was really hyped about the J. Scott Campbell covers, and issue 6, I don't think there was a J. Scott Campbell. So it's pretty interesting that this one's getting the love it's gotten on the aftermarket. I'm impressed to see this on the list.
I am too. I'm surprised by this one. Very rarely I'm like, well, this is a question mark one for me.
Yeah.
All right. Number 6, Magik number 6, the 1 in 25, raw near mint coming in at $50. 7-day trend of 50%. We're officially halfway there. What do we have for number 5?
Oh, we're here to talk about it again, guys. Number 5, Marvel Knights, The World to Come. Number 1, the Simone DeMeo, 1 in 25 by Marvel that just came out this month, 2025, June, baby. What a cover. It gives Black Panther the film vibes, and collectors were all about it. They lined up in spades to secure this ratio, as it's a relatively high ratio, 1 in 25, and might be attainable at the average LCS. This event return first appearance has been pretty hyped, so many local comic shops would be clued in to snag a few extra copies. However, demand has been extremely high, resulting in a surge in aftermarket sales for this book. It's the only variant that gives a bigger picture of the world within the book and has a lot going on for it when you compare it to the others. More minimalist covers, of course. Still, it was a sick variant to track down, and one many collectors did. We tracked 14 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 66%, with a high sale of $41 for a near mint raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $24. So, look, $41. It's a nice look. I saw it in person. I said this, and when I came across it, I was like, man, this is a stunning cover. I really think DeMeo did a great job. But Was I willing to fork over the money for it? No, I wasn't. I didn't want to pay ratio price then. Now seeing this going for raw near mint at $41, I kind of kick myself in the butt because this is going for a little bit more of a premium. But regardless, I just enjoyed the read. And we're going to talk more about the world to come throughout the list. But in short, I was kind of happy with the end result and the reaction all across, media, mainstream media, big platforms, all of that.
Okay.
This is on my my comic book store's shelf as just like a regular priced book. I didn't mark it up. I should have picked it up. But as you were saying, this is just an average kind of cover. I think, I don't know if Simone does his own coloring, but I think whoever did the coloring on this is the heavy lifter of this book. Like, if you just see this in just black and white, it would have been kind of whatever. But, and the coloring is beautiful. Like, I love the purple and like the pink and all that kind of stuff is great. But what I really do like about this, I like the title placement. I like how they kind of moved it off to the side. I think that's really cool. I think that really works on this one.
Yeah. Timothy, man, I swear.
There's more Canadian White Panther to come? Yes.
Much more. Let's get it.
All right. Number 5, Marvel Knights, The World to Come. Number 1, the Simone DeMeo variant, 1 in 25 with a raw near mint coming in at $41 and a 7-day trend of 66%. We're kind of sticking on the same vein here. What do we have next?
All right. We got more Marvel Knights, The World to Come, number 1. But this is the Joe Quesada surprise black and white variant. Who doesn't love a surprise? My kids. The comic fandom sure does, and they are hammering that home on the aftermarket. Many already had this book penciled in as a must grab, mostly due to the return of Marvel Knights. Then word made it around that there was a thank you variant out there, and it was black and white. Regardless of the book, the fandom shows up for thank you variants most of the time. Pair that with the first appearance of, how was it pronounced again? Kamana?
It's
Katama.
Katama. All right, because I know it's not the way it's spelled. All right. And the return of Marvel Knights, driving up the aftermarket cost. We tracked 58 copies sold, 7-day growth trend of 11%. High sell, $113 for a near mint plus. There's some extra credit there. Raw copy and current near mint raw is $60.
Okay. Yeah, I think we talked about this again a little bit last week. This one's the one I would be hunting for if I was out there trying to find one of them. And I agree with some people in the chat here. If you guys have read it, I wasn't like blown away on the same level that everybody else seems to be, but it was a good read.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great read. Did it rock my socks? No, but it was still very good. Like I said, that week Marvel brought 3 heaters, 3 great books, and this was up there.
Imperial was great. Like that, I wish more people were talking about that as opposed to.
I agree with you, Gabe. I thought Imperial was fantastic. You had the Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, and you had this. Now the surprise variant got a lot of love. And rightfully so. I mean, not many of these are out there. Technically, it's like 1 per shop, or I don't know if it's 1 per account, whatever it was. But I know that this was the one that was sought out after. And when news came out that was going to be the character that would be revealed within issue 1, everybody was hitting up their local shops trying to secure one. And now seeing raw near mint plus copies going for $113, this is pretty impressive. I've seen a lot of people saying, they compare this to Tosit. But I think Priest out of everybody, I have a lot of faith in Priest to continue to write this character and really make this a good run. I'm happy to see Marvel Knights back. I remember, Gabe, you and I were talking. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, like Marvel Knights, let's go.
Marvel Knights is what helped turn Marvel around during the bankruptcy, 100%.
Yeah, man, and not that Marvel's in that position right now, but this is a good thing for Marvel, dude. Marvel Knights reads were just absolutely amazing, and now having Priest back, who has worked on Black Panther in the past, guys, like I don't think there's anybody better at this point to be doing such a thing. It did get a lot of mainstream attention as well, man, and I'm not talking just like certain comic book websites. Like this was on bigger platforms that are just like I don't know, my wife will be on like TMZ and like, oh, there's a new Black Panther. So yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Is it was good. It was talked about. Some people think it was maybe a cheap way of doing that. Let it play out. Let's see how this comes to be, man. I think I'm on board. I'm on board to read this. And
Isn't there a second print coming out where it's of this cover, but it's the pencils?
so basically, yes, there is a second print. It is the pencils, as you were talking about, but there's also that Panosian cover. I don't know if you remember where you had T'Challa with the mask halfway up. Yeah, now it's Katoma.
Okay, I would go for the pencil cover because I've always loved Joe Quesada's artwork, and for the longest time he was doing just digital. And it's I'm excited to see him come back and do just regular pencil work on
Hell yeah.
again.
Hell yeah.
Back to their roots. All right, number 4, Marvel Knights, The World to Come, number 1, the Joe Quesada surprise black and white variant, raw near mint plus, coming in at 113, 7-day trend of 11%. And Jonathan was asking, has there ever been an issue in the top 10 that had 3 of the same issue with different covers in a row? Not that I can remember. So
there's been times where it's like nine covers in a row. Like we've talked about the same book over and over again. I don't know, Spider-Boy maybe. I don't know. There was ones where it was just covers all the time.
Dude, I you know what?
Variations of them?
I think one that may have been the case was Ultimate Spider-Man 1.
Maybe.
Yeah, there were a lot of variants at when that came out that were hitting the list. We had the black suit one, the cover A. There was so many. There was the family portrait one. There was the J. Scott Campbell one.
Yeah, King of the Golden State said Stray Dogs. That could be it too. I remember there has been times, maybe not since you've been on cover price, but there has been times where it's like, all right, well, here is this book again, but this cover, not much to say about it, kind of stuff. Like I remember those days. Can't remember the title.
We've had 3, but I don't know if they were the same title. But either way, all right. So let's keep on moving. To that point, what do we have for number 3?
At number 3, we've got Marvel Knights, Le Monde à Venir. Yeah, we're changing language because I'm tired of reading. But anyways, number 1, Joe Quesada regular cover. Now, while the majority of the fan base was excited to see the return of the Marvel Knights imprint with this book, others were shocked by what was revealed within the book. And I'm happy to hear that people are shocked by what's happening inside the books and not just the covers. It marks the first appearance of Katoma, a son of T'Challa and the new Black Panther, who happens to be white. A lot is going on there, and of course, the story needs some time to breathe. But some fans were up in arms out of the gate, making this a drama book. However, more were down with the return of Marvel Knights and wanted to secure the first book they could. We tracked 113 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 100%, with a high sale of $100 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $16. Now, Gabe, I feel like that kind of sums up pretty much what we're just saying about the return of Marvel Knights, like the excitement behind that. I was pumped as I just read drama book. Yeah, absolutely, dude. This did cause a lot of drama. People didn't bother to even open it up. They heard that T'Challa's son is white, and it was what is going on. I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. I want to know who T'Challa was hooking up with and how this came to be. But yeah, man, is this a son that T'Challa purposely kept in hiding? And now we're gonna learn more. Like I have no idea, dude. This story can go so many ways. Priest is cooking. Let him.
It could be an adopted situation. It could be anything, But yeah, Christopher Priest, James Owsley, like he's a master comic book writer. He's been writing comics since the 70s, so he knows what he's doing, and he is one of the masters when it comes down to Black Panther lore. Like he's created a lot of Black Panther kind of mythos.
I think people actually kind of felt that way too, though, Gabe. Like you weren't seeing like tons of uproar. You were saying just like trust Priest, trust the process, which was kind of refreshing.
It was just one issue. It was this whole issue. If it was all build up, and then the very last panel. Yeah, I think it was the very last page was the big reveal that look, dun 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 dun. Oh no, it's a white boy. Like that was what everybody ran off of. But people were missing out, like all the other stuff that was kind of happening. Like Priest is building up a whole world. Like T'Challa dying and the whole history of things happening. And there's some dots that he's laying out there that I want to see get connected throughout the rest of the series. I read this and immediately was like, all right, comic book store, put this on my pull list. I want to see what happens going forward.
Guys, I'm gonna say this very quickly. I think this was a very ballsy move, especially with such a character like Black Panther. Okay, when you think Black Panther, especially now, just the average fan, right? Mainstream wise, with the MCU, guys, when Black Panther the movie came out, I swear to God, I was completely blown away. Going to the theater and seeing all the people show up, the culture was felt in that cinema. There was people dancing at the front in full, like I don't even know what tribe stuff like that they were doing, culture things. It was just amazing. I was there in awe. I'm like, my God, I feel like
energy was like,
yeah. This is amazing.
Talking through the movie,
and so to do it on such a character, I could totally understand the uproar. Trust me, I totally get it. But I really think Priest is cooking, and I'm curious to see where this goes.
all right.
yeah, he's an important character. Like Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, brought out, an incredible character that is now just iconic to everybody. Everybody knows who Black Panther is now. Nobody did 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whenever.
We need to do like a Lords After Dark, and we can kind of dive into this a little bit deeper because there's so much more we could unpack here. But for right now, number 3, Marvel Knights, The World to Come. Number 1, the Joe Quesada regular, 9.8 at $100. 7-day trend, 100%. Let's get off Marvel Knights and move on. What do we have for 2?
Number 2. Now we're bringing up some classic work here, everybody. Number 2 this week, Mr. Miracle, number 1, DC Comics, Jack Kirby, 1971. It goes without saying that the news that Mr. Miracle was getting an animated adaptation would spike his first appearance. We are seeing exactly that. But some wonder why this didn't take the top spot. I want to know why too. Well, part of that is that this isn't the series that's being adapted. It's also more expensive. And Mr. Miracle has been through 3 iterations. Who he was in this book is worlds different than who he ended up being. Mr. Miracle, albeit cool as hell, is still a very niche hero and comic book. And the majority of fans aren't going to jump feet first into securing his first appearance due to financial reasons. That's crazy. Get this book, everybody. It is cheap. Still, as far as first appearances go, some collectors are opting to hop on this book early. We tracked 21 copies sold, 7-day growth of 72%. High sell, and I don't know, this is driving me through a loop. A CGC 9.8 high sell, $200. And current unit raw is $47.
So what do you think would have been like what you would have guessed the price would have been for a 9.8?
$800?
Wow.
800.
Maybe a grand? Wait, for a 9.8 of this? Like $2,000. I think they're missing a 0 on here or something. Like a 9.8 of a 1971 book should be thousands of dollars. I think.
I don't disagree with you on that fact, but you look back at this book, I just feel like maybe Mr. Miracle is just one of those characters that's just completely under the radar, like completely.
This is very much how the Marvel MCU kind of first started out, where nobody really knew who the characters were and nobody really cared, and the first appearances were dirt cheap.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing that happen with the DC stuff, especially with this kind of book. Nobody knows who Mr. Miracle is. A lot of I love all the Jack Kirby 70 stuff. When you moved over to DC, this stuff is fantastic. Literally, while we were talking in the green room, I bought a 9.0 copy of this book.
Yeah.
Because I have been going back and getting into the Jack Kirby like DC stuff, but this is just stuff that's not been on anybody's radar, and people have been overlooking this stuff. This stuff is incredible.
Gabe,
Mr.
okay.
Mr. Miracle is based off of Jim Steranko because he's an escape artist. Like, this is such a great series, such a great piece of history,
Yeah.
and such a cool character. Like, everybody's gonna love it. That Tom King book is out of control. Be careful reading it though. There's some sensitive stuff that happens in that first issue. Like, it's wild. It's awesome. I love it.
There's a 9.2 listed
Mhm.
for 420. There's an
Yeah.
8 listed for 231.
That's
So you're right.
crazy.
It doesn't seem right at all. Okay.
Like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen a 9.8 of like a Silver Age book or a Bronze Age book like this, like early Bronze Age. These things are beautiful looking. Like, I got that 9.0. I can't wait to get that in the mail. That thing is going to be absolutely gorgeous. This stuff is like, this should be like a $2,000 book, if not more. Like, you'll see like top sell 9.8 or 6,000. That's more like it, JD. Thank you for giving me some hope in the comic book industry and the collector's market. Like, this book should be like the price of a car.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
like staring at the stats and I can't find a recent sold 9.8, but you're right. I'm not seeing anything in this range for a 9.8.
Yeah,
Oh, go
that's
ahead.
why I ended up buying that 9.0 because that 9.0 because I was like a $200 for a 9.8. I would have bought that in a second. And I looked on
Right.
eBay, I couldn't find it. Maybe it happened somewhere else, but that is a ridiculously low price.
Yep.
Just
No,
because you guys hear me say it all the time on the show, all the time you guys will hear me say it. Like, somebody spent $300 on this variant when you could have bought a great Silver Age book for that kind of price. This is a perfect example. $200. I bought mine for $250. That 9.0 was $250. Like, that's awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Man, keep an eye out for those 9.8s. If I find
Sorry,
a
we're all
9.8
shocked
for
in the
200, it's
background.
happening. It is happening. This
It
is
got so
crazy
funny.
town.
Yeah. What do you think, Lando?
Well, I mean, Gabe pretty much summed it all up when it comes to the character in the book, right? Like, it's spot on. Like, I'm gonna stand by what I said as well, that it's pretty much a complete under the radar thing. The stuff that Gabe just mentioned regarding even Kirby now, with the hop over to DC doing this, Mr. Miracle, it's you get a part of history as well within comics when you acquire such a book. And of course, when you factor the recent news regarding Mr. Miracle, I'm actually just happy that the character is going to get some exposure. Being given an animated TV show or animated movie, whatever it is that's coming out. So, yeah, I mean, this is good. I like this sale.
Okay, there we go.
Ain't 200, ain't too much, guys.
I mean, it's a character. It's an angel. Essentially, it's an angel who was raised by the devil. Is what Mr. Miracle is in this series.
I'm just completely taken back. Like, is it a $200 sale or
No, they're talking about it in the chat. They're saying that sale is for the 2017 version. So our stats here are.
Yeah, now I got a little bit more faith in our comic book collector group again. Like,
So no, that
or somebody just scored big, dude. Like, someone scored big. Good for them. But if this is a mistake or an oversight, then
yeah, it's huge.
That's a huge book for $200.
If somebody walked away with this is straight robbery. If that's the price.
All right, number 2, Mr. Miracle, number 1. I think we figured it out though. I think it was a 2017 top sale. I'm going to ignore all that because I don't think that's right. All right, what do we have? Last but not least for number 1.
Well, if we're gonna talk 2017, then let's get it right. If that's the case, guys.
Yeah,
Because at number 1, we've got Mr. Miracle number 1, Nick Darrington, the regular cover from DC back in August 2017. News travels very fast in this realm of the comic book realm that we all tend to be in. And it was recently announced that Mr. Miracle was set to get an animated series with Tom King, who wrote the series, acting as the showrunner. This series helped revitalize Mr. Miracle's name and introduce him to a new generation of readers. It was, and still is, critically acclaimed and is an easy book for new Mr. Miracle fans to jump into. Until recently, it was a relatively easy book to find, but with the news slowly filtering out that he's going to get the animated series treatment, the market has slimmed up considerably. However, there will be plenty of time between the talk and the actual release to secure this book. We tracked 20 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 414%, with a high sale of $125 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $29. Now, Mr. Miracle getting the love, like I was just talking about, man. We're gonna be seeing this coming into animated form, and now Tom King, who wrote this book, now going to be the showrunner for the animated series. Hell yeah, that is absolutely amazing. I love, guys, James Gunn is, I know people are kind of like, oh, no faith in James Gunn, no faith in this DC relaunch or whatever. Bro, the guy's pulling Tom King to put this together for us. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to get any just Joe Schmo animated show writer or whatever. Like, it's Tom King, guys. I have a lot of faith in what they're putting out. And it makes sense why people came to this one and why we see this one at number one. Because with Tom King's name tied to the animated series, well, yeah, they're going to flock to the series he actually wrote. Which, by the way, this was a great read, man. If you guys don't know Mr. Miracle, man, things get wild too within it. Like, dude, there's some risque stuff in here as well too, man. As you get
that first issue, that last page of that first issue, forget about it, dude.
yeah, no,
Well,
dude,
isn't that kind of the appeal of the show? Do you think this has the potential to be as big as like Invincible?
I really think so. Like, there's panels where you're like tied to the bed. You can see girls in thongs, and like these things happen within this run, man. And it's really good. I saw when they posted the news about the animated, there was kind of like a animated photo, and I don't know if that was what we're going to be seeing in the animated series or where that even came from, if it was a different project, but the animation kind of looks very similar to this cover, you know what I mean? So if they stay true animation wise also to the art that's in this run, I think we're in for a good time. Like, it's going to look great. Guys, if there's anything I have deep solid faith in when it comes to DC animated stuff, guys, they do no wrong in my eyes.
Well, especially because they're saying that this is going to be a adult animation. I don't think it means like porn, but like,
No,
there's a lot of adult, like mature content in this series.
dude, Invincibles is adult. Like, it's not for kids. So
Right, definitely, absolutely correct. Yeah, same with this. This is not something for kids. It's awesome that they got Tom King to do this because, again, it's based on his book. But he also was writing back with the Snyderverse era. He was doing a New Gods movie that never took off.
yeah,
So it's good to see that he's still involved. And with the animation style, with the photo that you were talking about that they released, it does look like it's Mitch Garrett's artwork. So I really hope they get Mitch Garrett's to be involved in some of the art process or art direction or something. But this is going to be, like I was saying with Mr. Miracle #1 in the last part, the DC stuff is under the radar. There's a lot of great, if you read this series, you're going to want to pick up like the first appearance of Big Barda. You're going to want to pick up the first appearance of Darkseid. You're going to want to pick up the first appearance of Mr. Miracle and Orbiton and Oberon and all these New Gods characters. I would love to see that stuff get picked up in the James Gunn's universe stuff.
dude, the current New God stuff is absolutely amazing, by the way. Like, I don't know if anybody is reading that, but geez, it's so good. And you mentioned Darkseid, dude. You can get like Forever People #1 for still dirt cheap too.
Or even again the debate on what's his first appearance. Even the Jimmy Olsen 136, is it?
Yeah, 35.
Yeah, 135. Yeah, you want to pick up like Forever People. You want to pick up the New God. You want to get like the first appearance of Metron. Like there's a lot of stuff happening in this DC universe that was completely untouched.
Yep.
With the Snyderverse stuff that he was leading into, like bringing in Darkseid and bringing in Steppenwolf and stuff like that. They were touching on the New Gods. So I think this is the New Gods' time to shine, hopefully.
So read the tea leaves, Gabe.
That's my word of advice, everybody. Read the tea leaves. And this stuff is dirt cheap. Like this is very inexpensive stuff for really cool late Silver Age, early Bronze Age stuff.
Yep.
All right, #1, well-deserved Mr. Miracle #1, Nick Darrington regular and 9.8, coming in at 125, 7-day trend of 414%. Okay, that was it for us tonight. Before we go, though, let's do a quick round table. We'll start with Gabe. Thank you so much for like bailing us out tonight and being on board. Like that brain of yours just has so much inside of it. I don't even know.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just a big loser and wasted my life with book knowledge. That it's only cool when I'm on the show here with you guys, so we can talk about Jack Kirby New Gods. So thank you for inviting me on, and
I'll
now let me
take you
feel like a loser
anytime.
for a little bit. Yeah,
Anytime.
yeah. I'm gonna
love
do.
it.
I think it's a good idea to do like a Lords Legends of the Long Box or Lords After Dark pretty soon.
Let's get it, baby.
You got your channel, so let's see.
Mm.
But
Okay,
again,
you
everybody,
just-
hey, everybody in chat, thanks for showing up. Thanks for just having a good time. I had the best time tonight with Laura and with Lando. I miss Marty. I wish she was here. But all kinds of people in the chat helping us out. Hey, like I said, I'm glad that $200 sale was for that issue and not the 1971 issue.
It made no sense, dude. As it came across the screen, I was like, wait.
But it made me feel good that, I bought a copy for dirt cheap now. I was like, yeah.
I know. I was actually thinking about what you paid. I was like, man, you got a good deal.
Yeah,
Yep.
$250. Yeah.
Really good deal.
And I don't want to talk about the stuff I buy on here. That sounds weird. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys afterwards about that.
All right, Lando, final words.
I'll keep it short and sweet, guys, because yes, Thursday, don't forget, we've got the Shakers going live 9 p.m. Eastern time. The crew's going to be back to bring you all of the fun stuff over on the Shakers list. And of course, if you want to hang out on Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern time, come check out my channel. I agree with Gabe. I agree with Laura. We'll do another Lords After Dark where we just shoot the shit. I really want to do that. So let's do it. And yeah, keep an eye out, guys. I've got some things cooking as we get close to episode 100, man. There's some things in. I'm cooking. That's all I'm saying. I'm cooking. So yeah,
Don't give too
appreciate
much away.
it.
Also, I don't know if there's anybody in Vegas coming out to Vegas this week, but I'll be at Vegas Comic Con at Amazing Comic Con. So if you see me, hey, say hi, come talk to me. I'm super nice. Like don't let me get crazy on here. Think I'm crazy in real life. I'm personable. Come up and say hi. Let's chat and talk comic books. So if you're at Amazing, Laura, who'd rather go halfway across the country instead of like a 20-minute drive, then come see me. We'll hang out.
I would
Everybody
beer hug
Vegas.
you and just tackle you to the ground too. I wish I could be there.
I don't think you can tackle me on the ground.
I could take you. I'll take you out by the knees.
That's yeah. Let's
Knees
see
is
what kind
the
of card
best
you got, girl. See
Yeah,
what kind of
you
card you got.
I did Pilates, Gabe, so I can do it.
Sidekick the knees inwards. You're good.
Oh man.
All right, guys, have a good night. Make sure you follow everybody on socials, and we will see you right after this for the runners up over on Nerdvana.
For the entire crew, this is TiVo saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.